I've lost a lot of motivation lately to work on the Volkswagen. I just haven't really felt the need to. But today I decided I'm going to come out here and get working on it. I got the diesel heater going. I'm going to start working at the interior and see how much I can get done today. This is what we got so far on the Volkswagen interior. It is completely ripped out, but I have that side sanded right there. I need to get this grinded down some more, and then I need to clear out some more stuff on this side so I can grind it down as well. There's a lot of sticky stuff everywhere. Let's see if I can find any. I do not see any at the moment, but there's a lot of big globs of sticky glue that was on the carpet before, and that's been a really big pain in my ass to clean up. But we're gonna try to get as much as I can done today and clean it up in here a little bit. So I only ended up working for like an hour, but I wanted to show what this goopy stuff was. It's like that everywhere. Like it is all over there, in between every single crack, just in the middle of nowhere. Like it's everywhere, and it is so difficult to remove. It's actually insane. But I got a little bit done. I only worked for a couple hours, and then I kind of lost motivation again, but it looks a little bit better, making some progress at least, just very, very slow. All right, I didn't record a lot of what I did. I just covered that up so when I was cleaning up on this other side, I didn't get a bunch of contaminants, like all that up in it. I mean, it's on there, but that side was almost completely dry. Anyways, I got it sanded down pretty decent to whatever. I mean, wasn't the best prep in the world, which might end up biting me in the ass, but it's all going to be covered up. I'm going to have the sound deadening on there. And what I actually ended up spraying on there, instead of using bed liner, because I know people just spray this stuff on rust and grease and oil and whatever else, and don't really care about it, is just some 3M undercoating, some rubberized undercoating. And yeah, I sprayed it in on both sides. I'll get a good video when it's all dry. But yeah, just gooped it down on there, and then I'll still be cutting out all the rust holes. I actually put tape over the rust holes, and I'll peel that tape back up, and I'm going to cut out those rust holes, and I'm going to patch them. So I am doing a little bit of extra, but I'm thinking this 3M undercoating will work just fine on this interior. All right, I got all the masking tape off, and as you can see, there are definitely some pretty good rust holes in there. I didn't end up spraying that. There's 2 rust holes over there that I'll be patching, and that should be it. But as you can see, I had some beautiful tape off jobs, some super clean and crisp lines. Oh well, whatever. I don't really care. But got it all sprayed in. I'm pretty happy about it. Looks a lot better, that's for sure. And then once it dries, I'll probably give it quite a while to cure, honestly, before I end up getting to actually patching these holes. I'll lay down some of my sound deadener in places that I can. At least that area right there can get completely sound deadened. But everything else has at least one patch hole that I need to fix. So I probably won't get to that. I know that I just mentioned that I'll be patching all the rust holes. I will be doing it in more of a non-conventional way. I know the correct way would be to cut it out and weld in a new pan or new floor, whatever it may be, but I am going to be going a different route, considering that our welding area right over there is not set up at all. Like, we haven't gotten anything going on over there, just have a welder. And also my skills are not up to par to what it kind of needs to be for this. So I got a KBS rust restoration kit. I wanted to do the 415, but they didn't have any in stock. So I just went with this. It's cheaper, and I'm sure it'll work just fine. Again, this is like a huge budget build, so I'm not too worried about it at all. Essentially what this will be is there's this almost fiberglass stuff, and there's this sealant and rust stopper, and with the correct prep to the surfaces, you can put over the sealer, put over that fiberglass-ish stuff, and have the sealant over it, soaking into the cloth, and it meshes into the metal and will seal the rust inside of it and seal the rust holes inside of it, and will stop it from spreading anymore and provide a little bit of structure to the rust, even though it's not like this is like falling out or anything. These are just rust holes that I wanted to fix, and I think that will be a good fix and will probably last to the lifetime of this pickup. It's not like the floors on these things are at all structurally messed up. Like, there's rust holes, but like I could still stand inside of there and jump around, and there's not going to be any flex of any sort. So I'm not too concerned about it, and I think this will be a good fix for it. As long as I can do good prep and lay everything down correctly, I think I will be all right. So they got all-purpose cleaners and some more acidic stuff to actually break into the rust and whatever goop and whatever could be around the rust to clean it all up and make sure that it is good. I'm going to wire wheel it down around the rust and clear out a spot. I probably, before spraying the stuff down, I definitely should have figured out that this is what I was going to do, but I'm glad I taped it off nonetheless, so I'll still be able to get most of it. I don't think I taped off enough over there to actually do it, so I'll probably end up grinding some of this layer and prep it good, and then I will go from there. This right here, this is the fiberglass-ish stuff. It'll be soaking up all the material and providing a little bit more structure and at least keeping those holes watertight. They didn't mention any of this epoxy putty like when I bought it, but I don't know, maybe I'll end up using it. We'll see. Maybe it's basic. I think it's some sort of basically Bondo, but I don't really care what it looks like underneath the carpet and seats, so I'm not too concerned about that. I could end up using it on something like this though. I might put some sealer and try to fix this rust hole. This is the only one on the exterior of the pickup, the only rust hole. Maybe there's one on the other side, but other than that, this thing is pretty dang rust free. They have very detailed instructions on how to apply everything. This is the actual structure, the backbone. This is the putty that I was talking about, and this is for applying the rust seal. So I will have a lot of reading. I'm glad it is very detailed, but not the biggest fan of all the reading. I wish they had more pictures. So I'm doing these two as more of tests. I don't know why I did it on the outside of the car as one of my test panels, but honestly it looks really, really good, and I'll be able to sand it down pretty good. It is definitely not the correct way to do this. Keep that in mind. I'm kind of just going for it, honestly. I've never done any sort of rust repair in my entire life, and I don't think welding was the way to go for me. I possibly could have had my dad weld it, but that's okay. I think this is actually going to turn out a lot better than I thought. I ended up using 2 layers and some portions of it, but I think it's going to dry over well, and I'm going to be just fine. Same with this panel. And since I got nothing to do for pretty much until tomorrow for that stuff to cure, or even tonight for it to be hard enough to where I could work on other things without contaminating it too bad, I am going to put loom tape all over this. Since this like factory loom stuff is completely destroyed, I'm going to re-loom it all the way up, and maybe I'll get into some of this harness wiring and see if there's any nicks and make sure there's nothing there, repair whatever's there, and possibly do some looming over there as well. But I for sure want to get this loomed up because it's going right up underneath the seats and making its way all the way to the back. I'm assuming this is like brake lights, blinkers, all that stuff, and I don't really want that to just stop working. So yep, I'm going to try and fix that all up while I'm waiting. Alright, it's all loom taped up. That is a lot better and a lot more protected. I've never actually used this loom tape before, and it is way better than electrical tape. It wraps a lot nicer, it wraps a lot tighter to it, and it's definitely a lot more protective, like it's a lot stronger. It's basically like a fabric, like a sticky fabric almost in it. And it conforms really well to the wire, and gives it a really clean look, and it's going to protect it really well, I think. So I'm super happy with that. I'm excited. And this stuff I just got off Amazon. It was loom tape, X-Fasten. I don't remember what it looked like exactly on Amazon, but there's a bunch of different products that are just like this. And yeah, it's awesome. Way better than electrical tape, I'll tell you that. I think I will be using this from now on. Even if I could get away with electrical tape, I think I'm only going to be using this stuff. I like it a lot. So maybe I shouldn't have added 2 layers right off the bat. Just a quick little Google search. I don't know if it directly applies to this rust stuff, but it says to put on 1 layer and let it cure for 2 to 4 hours, and then add another layer, and it should be sticky like that and hard, but not wet like that. So maybe I shouldn't have added multiple layers like I did on a couple of them, but I guess all of them are going to be slightly different. I'm going to come back to these ones in a couple of hours and probably add more, and then these 2 right here, I'll add some more fiberglass right now. I put a couple more layers on those 2 pieces that I did a couple hours ago, and I'm honestly a lot more confident that it'll actually hold something, and it'll actually have some rigidity to it, because I don't think 1 layer was really going to do anything. So I'm going to wait 2 more hours, and I'm going to come back and do all those ones again, and then I should be good for the night. And tomorrow afternoon I will come back through, possibly scuff it up a little bit and spray some more of that black stuff down, and then I'm going to put sound deadening all over it. And if I'm feeling really ambitious, then I'll probably install the carpet. So hopefully we can get all this done this weekend. I'm super excited. It's only Friday today, so I'm thinking I'll be able to get most of it done until Sunday. It is now the next morning. I'm coming out to check to see how all my patches are, and they are all extremely solid. Like, there is 0 give in any of them. Ooh, that edge kind of folded up a little bit. I'm not really happy about that, but that's all right. Anyways, all these patches are extremely solid. I think that's going to be just fine. That's going to work out perfect. And this one right here, this one had the biggest hole, and this is still extremely solid. No give in it at all. So I think I'm going to be just fine. I think this repair worked out just perfectly. I am super happy with that. Today I'll clean it out some more. I might spray some over the top of that, or I'll just leave it, not sure yet. Then I'm gonna lay down all the sound deadening, and then I'm going to put carpet over the top. And it's finally gonna start to look like an actual interior. And if I'm really feeling up to it, I'll put my backwash on today as well. I'll include that in this video, but not sure yet. We'll see how today goes. While I'm laying down this sound deadening mat, I'm gonna have my sister actually put this up on the back here. And this was the original piece that sat behind the seats, and there's these holes in it, and then there's these pins right here that it held in by, and some plugs that went over the top, so it just held up. And that thing is kind of destroyed. So it's basically cardboard, and it's just, I don't know, super gross. It's just flimsy, gross, nasty. So we're gonna trace out a new piece onto that cardboard, and then wrap it in that upholstery stuff, that diamond stitch, and try to see if we can mount it up and make it look good and actually hold. So yeah, I think it's gonna work out pretty good. We'll see what we can come up with. All right, I decided to tear out that backing, and maybe I shouldn't have, just for the peace of mind, because this is what I ended up finding. Wow. That is nasty, dude. That is not good. And luckily the bed isn't too bad, but it does poke through. You could see all those holes right there. I'm thinking on this side, I'll definitely grind it down, put a patch over it. And maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll even patch this side too. I don't really care that much. But I'm gonna do a lot of prep to make sure it's half decent. And I'm gonna try to cut out quite a bit too. Wow, that is awful. Ow. I just now finished laying down all the sound deadening. There's a couple small sections that I might end up patching into and up in there somewhere. But for the most part, this is completely good. I think I'm gonna lay down the carpet just to see what it looks like, but I unfortunately can't keep it in there because I still need to figure something out with that. But I'll do that in a different video. For now, I'll just show you guys what the carpet's gonna look like inside of it, and yeah. I guess I didn't even think about the shifter being really, really bad in the way. So I'm not going to push it in there too much. I just laid it over the top, and this is the first time opening up the box since ordering that carpet, I don't know, 4 months ago. So I'm super excited about it. It looks like it's going to fit just fine. Yeah. Hopefully in the next video, we'll be repairing that rust and installing the carpet into this pickup. If you guys have any suggestions on what to do about this rust in the back of the pickup, please let me know. I'm thinking that I'll probably end up having to weld in a patch, but yeah, that'll all be very, very new to me, so we'll see how that goes. Also, if you have any suggestions on what you'd like to see done to this pickup, let me know. I'm open to anything for now. I kind of have a good list, especially up right here, on what I need to get done or what I want to get done. If you guys have any ideas, let me know down in the comments. I don't think I fully explained in detail what my plans are for this pickup, so I'm going to go in detail with that. For now, I'll be doing everything just to actually get it running and driving on the road, but my plans for the future are for sure to get a new HVAC system put in here, my carpet laid down, and I'm thinking I'm going to spray all this, maybe a dark gray or a black, and black out my entire interior. I'll possibly getting new seats. If not, I'll be spraying those black, dyeing those black, and then putting the interior back together normally and just making it look clean on the inside. Initially, I did not want to keep this topper, but I have actually fallen in love with it. Since during the summers, I absolutely love going camping, and then during the winters, I like going snowboarding. I want to use this pickup for all of that. In the bed of the pickup, I want to install a cigarette lighter somewhere in the wall right over here, or at least a way to get power to my devices. And then I want to completely turn this into a sleeping area for when I go camping. And I think that'd be really, really cool. Being able to bring this up anywhere and just camp in the back of the pickup. The bed is about 5 foot 11 inches, 6 foot. And I am 6 foot on the money, so I think I'll be comfortable laying down in that and I won't have any problems. Then on the roof of the pickup, I'd like to have a snowboard rack and a kayak rack on top there, or one that can do both, so I can bring my kayaks up to the rivers during the summer and then load my snowboards on the top during the winter. If I don't do a snowboard rack, I'll just be shoving the snowboards in the back of the pickup, so it won't be that big of a deal, but that's my plans in terms of that. I already have a header for the exhaust system, but I will be really, really opening it up. As you can see, that this exhaust is extremely tiny and it is very, very restrictive. So I'll be opening it up completely and straight piping it all the way back. With that, I'll be installing either this injection pump, or I'll be buying a new injection pump. This one's very, very leaky and just isn't doing amazing, but my dad said he knows how to turn these up pretty good to at least make it so I could roll a lot of coal. I think it'd be hilarious to roll a lot of coal out of this tiny little pickup, and it'd be extremely obnoxious. Then I'll be replacing all the shifter linkage all the way to the front because it's very, very hard to find the gear right now. And I know exactly what crumbled and got old and hard and is not working anymore. So that will actually be really, really easy to fix all the bushings inside of there. And then I need to put a new starter inside of this thing. The starter's bad on it, so we've just been pull starting it. It does run very, very good. Just needs a couple of things, basically a tune-up. My dad already did glow plugs and a couple other things just for the basics, but I'd like to clean up this engine bay completely and just make this thing running top-notch. Eventually, I'd like to set this thing up for a dual battery setup, have one battery over here, one battery over there, and then for when I'm going camping, there's, at Harbor Freight, they actually sell some solar panels, and I'd like to put those in those two windows right there. So it's trickle charging my batteries at all times, and I could still charge my phones and stuff with the pickup off and not worry about running out of battery. With that, I'll probably end up having to upgrade an alternator. This is getting really expensive really fast, but yes, I'll probably end up upgrading my alternator so I could run my subwoofers behind the seats eventually and get a full speaker system in the doors. I will be converting the whole front end to the Euro style headlights. I already have a donor car outside with Euro headlights, better fenders, better hood, better bumper, better everything. So I'll be taking everything off this front end and swapping over the new stuff, and it'll look a lot better. You can get those Jeep halos that go on the front, and I think they look super, super slick. Then eventually this whole thing will probably get a nice rattle can job. I'm plan on doing this thing as budget as possible and making it clean and nice and to where like it actually looks good and it is good, but not necessarily going to spend astronomical amounts of money on this thing. The prices on these things are actually going up. They're sitting at about like $5,000. You could sell a nice running and driving one. And I got this one for $600. So if I can, I'd like to stay under about $4,000 of putting into it so I can actually sell it and make money off of it, or at least break even. But if that doesn't work out and I end up falling in love with this pickup, then that might be the case as well. I'd like to also tint these windows, and especially the back windows. I'd like to tint those to 0% or 5%. I don't want anybody looking back in there, especially when I'm camping. I hope you guys are seeing what I'm seeing. I'm super excited about this project. I think it has a lot of potential to be something super cool and very useful. And if I can get 40 to 50 miles to the gallon like they usually do, I will be saving a lot of money, considering that my Lexus gets about 19 to 20 miles to the gallon, and that thing always has problems. It's getting annoying. But I'm kind of shifting all my weight over onto this thing, and I'll be working on this a lot more. I hope your guys' vision are coming together the same way that mine is. In the next video, hopefully we'll be fixing the rust. I'll see you then.